We are live. We are live. First stream in 2 weeks. Give it up for a consistent schedule, ladies and gentlemen. First stream in 2 weeks since we finished Subnautica. It's fine, though. It's fine. Alright. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. There are 42 endings. I looked it up. There are 42 different endings I could get in this game. So, I honestly have no idea about anything other than that. But apparently it's cool. We'll see. I'm in this menu because I don't know if it's just gonna throw me into the game as soon as I answer this question. I have no idea. So I just wanted to start the stream, so I didn't see anything before I started. But yeah, English subtitles. Okay, that's good. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? I have not. Unless I forgot. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. I mean, that's pretty dark, man. I don't know. I mean, I think YouTube makes stuff maybe a little darker with the compression, so I'll do a little bit brighter than just barely visible. Okay, confirm. I don't know what that chair was for. Please enter the current time. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, this is cool. It's not 11 p.m. It is 1:16. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for it to go to 1:17 because it's been 1:16 for at least 30 seconds now. Okay, there we go. This is perfect. It just turned 1:17. Okay. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Sweet. So just okay. I could have started the stream a little later. I could have done all that. Okay. Settings. Hold up. Is this audio too loud for the game, or is it fine? So I can turn it down now if it's we want all the way anti-aliasing and then high quality graphics. Oh, have fun, Star. The game's about an hour and a half, so we could speed run. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. That's cool. Wait. Oh my god. Dude, it's like an infinite on the screen over there. Okay, let's just start. Here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley, let's
Stanley
go.
worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Real.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
That's me for real.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was he? Welcome to the stream,
And then
everyone.
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
That's pretty
No one
suspicious.
showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
They just
This
hate the guy. I don't know.
complete Isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Bro, the sensitivity is crazy. Hold up. Hold up. That's insane. Where's the sense at? Oh god. Is there no sensitivity settings? General? Oh, here it is. Is that 5? Let's knock it down to 3, maybe. That's better. That's better. Alright. What can I do? Okay, right click is forward as well. Left click, I assume, is interact. Okay, that makes sense. Hey, this is... Hold on. This is like what I use for my thumbnail for the... Okay, controls crouch. This is like what I use for my thumbnail. Please play on max sense. You're insane. You're insane. Okay. So all of my coworkers are gone for some reason.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean?
I don't
Stanley
know.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perchance. Bro. Interesting. Okay. Trying to open up all these doors, but I don't think they're gonna open. That seems peculiar. Oh, that hallway actually ends. Okay. Interesting. Can I go in here? Nope. Okay. I don't know, something seems off about this place. I hate Mondays, real. Okay. Can't go into any of these. Sales in this quarter. Okay, that's pretty normal to talk about in a place like this. Looks like I'm in like some sort of backrooms level.
Came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I don't think I'm going to.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, so this narrator is like trying to predict me or something. Maybe if I'm just like the most contrary person ever, he'll snap or something. This is not right though. I should have went left. Whoa.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
It is.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Immaculate, beautifully constructed room. I mean, it's a pretty cool room, guys. Guys, rate this room out of 10. I mean, this is a pretty cool thing.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A
Brother.
room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Bro, I'm being
Really
attacked.
worth it.
Chill out, dude. We just started.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, this actually looks creepy, but I want to go straight because I want to piss off this narrator guy so much. We're gonna go straight. Caution: do not lie if you are lying right now. Stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Bro, what is this room? Holy. This has to go against some sort of OSHA guidelines, brother. This is crazy.
Look, Stanley,
what if I
think
fall?
Perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Maybe.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I'm the main character,
Someone
finally.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
My
Please,
cat?
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Lore, Stanley Parable lore. Who's her?
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who is she? Can I go left? Please? Nope. I'm just being difficult. That looks ominous. That looks actually decently ominous. That doorway is completely black. Okay, let's just go. Loading screen? Oh my god.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
Bro, what is going
If you
on?
can truly place your faith in another. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be
Yeah.
a choice. How did you do that?
Yeah.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
4-digit IQ.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did
Bro,
I
he's
just
gonna
see...
kill me.
No, that's not possible. I
Can I
can't
plug it back
believe
in?
it. How had I not noticed it
No.
sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
He's on to me.
I can't believe I was so mistaken.
Run!
This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
Bro, I really
Or
pissed
did
this
you
guy
not
off.
grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh, let's go.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Agreed.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous.
Probably.
For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Forgetting how to read,
Which
okay.
choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find
Fish.
yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow
Like Star.
the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices
What?
on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally,
2.
if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Bro gave me an... What
Welcome
the
back.
heck?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I'm not gonna do what he says. I don't care. I don't care. Alright. Am I supposed to just go back?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Yeah, this place is crazy. Ooh. I kind of want to go out there. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. I don't think I can. Can I, like... I want to go down there. Yeah, I want to go down there, dude. Can I go back? No, I can't. This is so sad. Okay. We might have to follow his... Wait, what is this? I need a card. Card swipe. Guys, look for a card. I don't see a card. Oh, it doesn't matter. Dude, I don't know. I kind of just don't want to listen to the narrator. At all.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This guy is about to go feral, dude.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other
Whoa!
direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Whoa! That's not good. Alright. Bro, I'm gonna die in here. I am ticking this man off. I love it. Why does this door not have a... Whatever. Alright.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever.
I'm sorry.
That way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do?
I'm sorry.
What do I do?
There's gur everywhere.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No!
I have to.
Oh, whoa, 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 chit. What the heck?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
I'm
The
sorry.
entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
L.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you. You're a child. Oh, my story.
Well, I'm sorry.
If you'd just gone through
I
the
feel
door on the
bad.
left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I
I'm
tried so
sorry.
hard to make behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
Whoa.
responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
God, I don't know. Should I go to the right one again for a 3rd time? Yes or no? Should I do it? Go right, it's my son's dying wish. Alright.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Oh god.
Behave exactly as Stanley
Okay.
would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2
What if I do
open
this?
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, fine. I would do as Stanley would. For this decision only.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside of you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, and then... Oh, and then it said resent. I bet there's some lore, dude. Everyone is unique. You most of all. A lot of percent. Alright. This place is so weird. What does that say? Whatever. Whatever. Off we go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Bro, what is this place? Okay. Bro, everyone vanished.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Does it actually...
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Well, I tried.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
I'm the most
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver.
I don't know how!
Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm sorry, brother. I don't have a voice, apparently.
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here?
Bro, I can't!
You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Whoa.
he entered the door on his left.
That's me!
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
No?
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
There's 42 endings to this game. So we might run it back one more time real quick. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hold on, we're gonna run it back one more time.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yup.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Nope.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, there wasn't a down last time, bro. What is down here? Hold on, what does that say? I'm taking a picture on my phone, bro. What does that say? Bro, I can't even read it. I have no clue. Okay.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Wait, what the heck?
All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any
Bro, it's
logical
infinite!
sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I didn't even realize
Why
that.
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yes,
Were they
yes.
simply repeating?
Yeah.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above
Oh,
the
God.
ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field.
I'm floating.
When it too
Oh.
appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
I opened my third eye.
Hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Bro,
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
are we back?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must
Bro!
be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What the
This
heck?
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Who?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man
Is that
who
me?
had stumbled through town talking
That's
and
me, bro.
screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Bro. Okay, that's another
All his
ending.
co-workers were gone. What could
Okay.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This time we're actually going, one more time, this time we're actually going to do everything
Stanley
he wants.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
The real ending. Or something, I don't know.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Going up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Not going down. Wait. Executive bathroom? God, dude, I want to go in there, dude. There's stuff to see. I can go in here too now? His office is different. Dang it. It's not too late. I can follow the rules. I don't know, man. Cool elevator. Okay. Maybe we'll do it again some other
Staring
time.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Nope.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
You're fired.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Nope, nope, we have to follow what we're supposed to. This doesn't look right. There's nothing back here. Okay. This looks insane. Down we go.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Whoa. Bro, what kind of office?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But the escape is over there, man. Whatever. Whatever. Let's go. Mind control facility. Okay. All right.
The lights rose on an
Holy!
enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
It's all gonna be
Thought to himself.
playing Subway Surfers
Did he have the
gameplay.
strength to
No! This is creepy. Employee observation protocol. I can't read that. Alright, next button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What's wrong with that one up there? That's odd. Urgent. Employees should never under any circumstances attempt... Okay. Bro, what is my boss doing?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Up we go.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But there's a power button right here. I couldn't interact with it though. It's down here. Nothing. Did not mean to press that. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. We're gonna go into the facility power. Whoa. This place is crazy.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Ugh! Come on! Dude, I want to so bad. I want to so bad. Oh my god.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself?
I take it back.
You wanted? Control?
I take it back.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
I take it back!
Barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
I don't know what to do!
To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
I have no
Or did you
clue.
just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
Bro.
That this video game can be beaten? Won, sold?
I'm being predicted.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you
Okay.
made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me,
Turn
I'm
off!
laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
What the heck? What the heck, man? Dude, this stream is only 44 minutes, so we gotta keep going.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, no matter what, we're going to follow the
When
instructions.
Stanley came to a set of two
No matter
open
what.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't care. We're going to follow it. I want to see it, what
Yet there
what
was
his
not
story
a
is.
single person here either.
I don't
Feeling
care.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming
Yes.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Speed
office.
run. Speed run. Let's go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
forget what it
not
was.
an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk. pulling books off the
Something
shelf,
like 2,
looking
4,
behind
5, 8.
paintings, desperate for clues
Nope.
to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Yup.
What could its purpose be?
Good question.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret
Just give it to me!
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known that. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
I love that
happened to
timing.
input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I feel like I could have fallen through that trap door if I was in the right place. Whatever. Dude, this game has so many endings. Oh my god. I love it. We must actually do as we're told. We must.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Speedrun.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Wow.
screens. What
Wow.
horrible secret did this place hold?
I don't
Stanley
know.
thought to himself.
I forgot.
But he has the strength to find out.
Narrator is dropping fire lines, dude. That's a
Now
fact.
The monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wait. Oh my god, I can fall off of this. I wanna dude, I'm too curious. I'm sorry.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending. If
No.
that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
Copyright
You won't
claim,
hear
let's
it anywhere
go!
else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
Thank you.
Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Yeah. Amazing. See ya, Chill Killer. Thanks for watching.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I cannot believe that happened, dude.
When
Brother.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
That is awesome.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yup.
The moment he entered
Bro, I
his
forgot.
manager's office, Stanley froze in his
I keep
tracks.
forgetting the code.
Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be
5,
all
4,
alone?
8.
This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man
4,
to take.
5.
He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk.
That line was different.
What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845.
2, 8, 4,
Statistically,
5.
nearly impossible to guess blindly. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Okay, I don't fit down there.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yes, I did. Down we go.
Stanley
Mind
walked
control
straight ahead
facility.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Hey, chaotic.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
How do I get up
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I know what it holds.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
We're not
Each
doing it
bore the
again.
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This time we're actually gonna listen to what he says. I'm serious.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Couldn't be.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This game is
Here was
incredible.
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
We're gonna do it. What if the real Stanley was the king we've played along the way? Plot twist moment. Let's go. Alright, we're turning it off this time because On really pissed the guy off, so. Holy moly.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
Whoa.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
Trees.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to
That's
know.
so pretty.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is that the good ending? Bro. Alright, so that's what happens if we follow what he says. I want to try one more
Stanley
ending.
had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
I'm gonna go to the right door.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley
this
was so bad
time.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Dude, this looks... I've never seen another door in the game with a key card thing. There's gotta be a key card around there somewhere, but... I don't know. I am going to drop down here.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Bro. Come on.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very
One more.
much that it was.
One more. One more ending. I want to answer the phone and not unplug it.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I did. Dude, I know the
lounge was
optimal
sublime,
routes.
a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ooh, wait, what if I go in there?
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
I want to go in there. No, but I want to answer the phone.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
I'm gonna
But
answer the phone
fact is
first.
that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Is that right?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Whoa. Whoa. What the heck?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? Who wanted to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, dude. Alright, man.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What if I don't? I'm locked. Like, I can't go over here anymore. I assume she's about to murder me, dude.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
That hurts.
Look at him there, pushing buttons,
Whoa.
doing exactly what he's told to do.
What the heck?
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Bro.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Yup.
The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Dude, poor Stanley.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Oh,
he
God.
began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How
Bruh.
could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
Bro, I hate the narrator.
He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
What if I don't do it now? What if I don't do it now, Mr. Narrator? Nothing? Fine.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And
Please die.
button. And I tried again.
Hey, Felipe. Hey,
And I tried.
Nira. Hi? 3? Maybe? I completely butchered that. I'm sorry. Hello, guys. Welcome. Was that an end? It was! Okay. Hold on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I need to... New content. Wait, this was definitely not here before.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
This wasn't here before. Whoa! Holy. This is a little...
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As
You're
you
welcome.
may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Yeah, give it up for Ultra
The
Deluxe.
Stanley
Let's go.
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yo.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
It's gonna be the lamest thing.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh,
there we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content.
Let's
I've never
go.
been more ready. Let's do it.
I don't know what side it's going to be on. This better be like, I don't know.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
It's gonna be nothing, bro. Jump circle.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
There's no way. Yeah. New content, let's go. This is more exciting than League of Legends, bro. Holy. 10 jumps remaining. Absolute athlete. Huh? Sorry? Okay. That's interesting. What's over here? New content. Let's go. New 3D model assets. That's pretty crazy.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh boy.
Another elevator.
Another
Stanley,
one.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
Dude,
I'm ready for whatever it is.
they are giving some game sequels hell, like a Call of Duties, bro. Holy crap. That's amazing. Yeah, give it up for
That's
the...
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me,
Yeah.
Mrs. Stanley. This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
For
And don't
real.
get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Cancel him on Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Bro, that's actually crazy. Wait, what? What the heck? Wait, this is actually different. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is the new content we've been waiting for.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
What? What is this? Sunset. It's odd. Coffee nut. Oh, brother.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
What the heck?
Look.
Oh, I'm like in Skyrim.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Dude, this is awesome. Stanley Parable. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Okay. Dude. This is such a neat Easter egg. Our first kiss, my first car. The release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude. This is so cool. Trip down memory lane. Huh. Or could you imagine playing the Stanley Parable in the Stanley Parable? Wait, is this the game that has the don't play for 5 years? I didn't realize that. I've heard of this achievement before. And this, I haven't heard of this, but I've heard of the don't play for 5 years. That's hilarious. Dude. The New York Times new video game releasing today. Dude. We love copyright claims, bro.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10
Oh,
from
God.
Destructoid.com.
There's gonna be awful
Stephanie
things.
Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
Bro.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
That looks, okay. That's odd. The first choice. Person of the year. The buttons, dude. Oh my god. This is so cool.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone.
Oh
to
my
spend
God.
the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I want to go in there. The serious room? Dude, wait, I actually want to go in there. How do I go in there? I don't want to... I want to go in the serious room. What the heck? There's new content in there. I must have it, bro. Okay. Fine. Fine.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Oh god.
What's this? What's down here?
What the heck?
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I
Yeah.
can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh god.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
That's hilarious, dude. I love this. Oh god. I wonder where that guy is at now. The first negative review shown in the game. Dude, it's so sad.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel
Dude.
like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Now I feel bad for the guy.
The Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
No going back now.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Bro.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much.
Dude, I want to see how this ends.
No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is.
It's looped.
So on
Okay.
and so forth.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you needed... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh my god.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are
He's
getting
just
longer, but
standing
they're
there,
really,
menacingly.
truly
My
getting
door
longer.
disappeared.
My God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's
I see.
completely gone.
I see that.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh god, we killed him.
Goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me? Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
Narrator? Narrator? I'm sorry. We killed him! No! Hi. That is pretty loud, I'm not gonna lie. For the clock fell down.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It was the end is never the end, 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 is never
Wait, the pipes are about to burst.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the
Oh no. She's gonna blow. Oh god. Oops. My bad. Sunlight. We're getting out of here. It's probably been like thousands of years, but... Yo! It's beautiful. Oh, come on. Why does it sound so scary out there, bro? Yep, that's pretty normal if you ask me. Let's just go and press this button again. Whoa.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
New content. That's amazing. Wait, that's so funny. What the heck?
Oh good, you noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Bro. New content. Let's go. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's go see the new content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yes, you
Again.
see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel. Bro, Call of Duty
Calling it
is
Stanley
quaking.
Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
This is so genius, dude. I love it. I love it so much.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New features. Let's go. Dude. Holy.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Exclusive at the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For
Okay.
the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
My name is Jim.
Yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you
I am
really,
Jim.
truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
My name is Jim.
Jim.
Oh my god, I said my name.
You see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you.
That's crazy.
Good, you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If
Holy
this
crap.
were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
It would.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
Jim.
I'm putting the Jim button away.
Jim.
No!
Soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Everything is pointless now. It's pointless. Absolutely pointless. They took away my gym button.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That
I'm
would
an-
actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
I'm gonna go in there, but I want to try out the new features. The reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest,
Let me hold the
it's
bucket.
a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Yes!
Can you feel it?
I
The
can.
glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
I love
And in
it.
fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't
I'm gonna name the bucket Jim.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable.
Alright, Jim, let's go. I love Jim. Me and Jim together
Does
forever.
anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I don't know. Oh, what the heck? Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Wait, what? Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Oh wait, we've been in the jump circle before.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable.
Yes!
Well, it's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
I did.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Fine. Dude, there's so much to see in this expo hall. See ya, Neo. Thanks for watching so far.
Oh, goodness. Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the collectibles exhibit. You see, there is a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the collectibles. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
I didn't want to leave anyways. Hold on. What's the infinite hole? Sounds terrifying. I'm not gonna jump down in it. I'm worried. I want to see everything this expo hall has to offer. Oh dear
Stanley,
God.
Here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Me and Jim are just gonna... We're just gonna go... Alright, maybe if there's no other option later, we might come back to that one. Okay. I love the soundtrack. Free achievement. Get yours right now. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Let's go.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is
No!
broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I want it, bro. There has to be a way. Whatever, man. I didn't want it anyways. Didn't want it. I hate achievements. Me and Jim will just leave.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The collectibles, but hold up. There was a door somewhere. There it is. What is this? Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Settings World Champion. What does that even mean? Let's go, Jim. Let's see what this is about. Alright. That's some sort of reference I don't get, I guess. Alright, last place to see. Collectibles. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Bro. Whoa. Oh my god. Collectible. Oh my god, I bet there's actually 6. Oh my god, I guarantee there's 6.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Alright, I guess let's leave. I don't know. Man.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yes.
I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on.
How do I
Let me
get down
a
there?
different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh no.
Who am I
Jim.
kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Tastefully.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
What the heck?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his
Not
years
the
at
happy
the
12th
company
birthday,
had this
Stepniece.
This complete isolation. Something
Oh my
was
God.
very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All
Bro.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Jim! Let's go. Let's go.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'll do what he says.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Come on, Jim. Let's go to the boss.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I forgot what the code is already, dude.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Wait, there's totally collectibles I
Neither,
missed.
in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
Yes!
The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
I love my bucket.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes, it was.
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
I love my book.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley
Yes!
figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Oh,
You
I'm
can't
sure.
buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I shall. I've definitely missed a few of them already. Dude.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I love my bucket. Jim, let's go, Jim.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Me and Jim on top.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
So ridiculous.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone
better
in
not.
the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The
Wait, that's a
bucket
backrooms
had never
image.
seen anything like this, and
Right
it
up there in the
burst
middle.
into tears as Stanley cradled it gently.
That's hilarious.
Reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I bet there's a lot of Easter eggs on these. Yeah, that image up there in the middle is a backrooms image. That's funny. This game is very liminal.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the
Jim,
first place?
you can leave if you want.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Feeble.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
I love my
At
bucket,
this
bro.
point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I don't.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Me and the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Me and Jim.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Let's go,
Stanley
Jim.
wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
No. No.
Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
No.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
Jim!
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least At least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
Yeah.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We gotta leave gym this time. We have to. My heart is actually broken. My heart is throbbing. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Another miniature Stanley figure.
Yeah!
This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Let's go. Okay. I never went to this elevator. Let's go up. I'd never gone here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was just sitting there like an idiot for like 30 seconds. Okay. Eh? Down? Hold on. Okay, so it goes nowhere. It just plays Stanley elevator music. What? What the heck? Brother, what? Business strategy? What kind of strategy is that? Brother. This place is horrible. Wicked.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
There
not
has
an
to-
indication of any human life.
There has to
What
be a
could it mean, he
collectible
wondered?
in here, bro.
Desperate for answers, he began turning the room over looking for clues that might unravel the situation, until at
Oh.
last he discovered a keypad behind the boss's desk. But alas, no code.
I'm just
For
trying to
this
find the
keypad guarded the terrible secret
collectible
that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
whatever.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Two, 845. Huh. So I guess let's just try to beat the game.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We'll go in there eventually. I do want to beat Stanley Parable 2 though, which is what we're playing.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Bro, this room makes no sense. Why is it set up like this?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
I can't believe there's a random backrooms image up there. That's so funny.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What does that glitched out monitor even mean? Does that mean anything? That's some... Is that my office? Might be.
This mind
no, because I'm 427.
Facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh, the tragedy.
But here was the proof.
How do I get in there?
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad.
How do I get into the store?
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I know there has to be something behind that door. It looks openable. I just don't know how to do it. These numbers might also mean something. I don't know. Let's leave.
And when at last he... blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Not without Jim, though.
That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
We completed the Stanley Parable too. Let's go. What the heck? There's still things to do, though.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Wait, what? I can actually... That's interesting. Okay. Collectibles.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he got eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. I need collectibles, brother.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1?
Stanlerines.
Sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Stanlerines for sure. Now what? I can't really... Oh wait, hold up, there's a vent. Ah! Whoa.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
Oh god.
The office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How
Oh,
much
yeah.
more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Okay, we have 2 more collectibles to find.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stairs. It's downstairs. We're finding these collectibles, bro.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I hear it.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
Yeah.
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number. And that will be it.
That will be it.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay. It said the next one was somewhere both red and blue. Both red and blue. I don't think it's in here. Those figurines on the board were in chronological order. That's funny. The glow in the windows de-renders from this far back. Okay, anyways. But we found one in the bathroom. Dang it. So it's in between the stairs and the bathroom. I honestly have no clue.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered? Desperate for answers, he began turning the room over looking for clues that might unravel the situation, until at last he discovered a keypad
What is
behind
it?
the boss's desk. But alas, no code. For this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay
How?
buried below his feet.
How do I
And so
not
the
know this
boss had
code?
assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of
Dude,
course,
I have dementia or something.
surely, by simply
Oh my
pushing
god.
random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I'm so close. I'm way past where I need to be, though. I need to go back. So, I guess we're going to take that secret ending again. Actually, hold up. Let's use this opportunity.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
To
the
go
large
this way.
door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Sure thing, pal.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
How come when I turn around, it does a thing? Is it an infinite
At
hallway?
this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
It's an infinite hallway. It's doing something weird when I turn around. Oh, I lied. Alright, Stanley. Let's go. Oh dear God. Ow. Where am I?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Let me
Perhaps
out.
his death was of no great loss.
Let me out!
Taking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Who's this?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, Pog, let's go.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Filing cabinets. Is this like some sort of afterlife, brother? Button sounds. Credits. This isn't the end of the game, though. Could the collectible be here? What the heck? Bro. What? After the second trailer was sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these for further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. That's cool. This is crazy. Interesting. There's so many different places. I don't even know where I'm at anymore. Dude, this place is a labyrinth. Okay, no, I'm back at the... Yeah, okay. I see.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the Stanley pushed the number top of the facility to end this injustice forever.
That's awesome, dude. This is so cool. That's so cool. Okay, where was the exit at? Saw an exit somewhere. Here it is. I think we probably went through most things.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Whoa.
But listen to
Hey!
us. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Who's she talking
Push
to?
escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
I can't.
Do choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
That's gonna leave a bruise. Oh god. Game? Where's this last collectible, dude? I'm serious. Where?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Red and blue at the same
When
time.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Red and blue.
Stanley
blue.
felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Hey, Undertale fan. I'm trying to find the 6th collectible. I'm playing the Ultra Deluxe edition. I found out 5 of them, and I'm missing the one where it's both red and blue at the same time. Oh, I remember you. Okay. Welcome back. So, I don't know if you could give me a hint or something?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Maybe down here? I honestly don't know.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
No collectible down here.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Wait, this kind of looks red and blue at the same time. Any collectible? Oh, I'm up here finally.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Where?
All of
Dude.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There is one other
Stanley
place
decided to go to the meeting room.
that I
Perhaps
haven't
he
been
had
yet.
simply missed a memo.
There's one other place.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What the heck?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I did.
You move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm
I
the
did
one who
click
wrote
the
story.
monitors.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Dude! Where's this collectible at, brother? Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where is anything?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Whoa. Wait, I did find something. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
This is
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
one of the best games I've ever played.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
What have I done?
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okie dokie.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something.
That's funny.
The story. Here it comes.
Oh, God.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
It's an infinite loop, isn't it? Oh. Oh, God.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Bro.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
This looks like a different game.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
God.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Fine. Really want to find that last collectible, dude.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
God, I really want to...
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
The heck?
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Huh.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. That's the fern. That is the fern right there.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I just want the collectible, man.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Narrator?
You know what, Stanley?
Whoa.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Maybe.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
Oh my god.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
This game is amazing.
Oh, no,
Oh,
not
god.
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It's trademarked. Oh, where did the line go? Okay.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Okay.
Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I was hoping they'd...
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
I'm stuck in here.
And the timer stopped?
Oh god.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I don't know.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What? What was that? Dude, that scared
All
me.
of his co-workers were gone.
Dude.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bro, that actually scared me. Oh my god.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Both red and blue. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I mean, it's neither red or blue, but
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
are you
I
sure?
never would have thought to mention it.
Why is it here then, narrator? I'll stay for one more voice line.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Dude, it gets better every time.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
That's fair.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
We've come too far now. There has to be an end to this. There has to be. got to be some sort of... Right? Maybe not.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
What if we just,
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
All right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I just don't understand both red and blue at the same time. And this elevator went nowhere.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered. Desperate for answers, he began turning the room over looking for clues that might unravel the situation, until at last he discovered a keypad behind the boss's desk. But alas, no code. For this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Where is this collectible,
He stepped
dude?
into the newly opened passageway.
Where is it? Please. I just want to find the last collectible. I'm looking it up. Where is the fourth collectible? Stanley Parable. What if we go back up?
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Whoa. Oh, never mind. I just never went backwards on this.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Alright. I think I know where the last collectible is. So we're gonna do a quick ending.
Incredible. Now
Right
he's getting
here.
back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Okay, pal. You're gonna be like that.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I'd like to know how many voice lines that they had this guy record for this game. Nope, nothing's changed. Oh.
Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Bro, this game is not real.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Oh my god. I get it!
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
What if I do it again?
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it?
What if I do it one more
Sure,
time?
now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Thank you, narrator. Which is why I think I left something back. No! Yes! Alright, narrator. You're not saying anything.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for
Is
the
he going to
story,
make
the
me wait?
characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now.
This is cinema.
This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know.
Oh my
People look
god.
up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good,
Oh,
we're here.
God.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Who is it?
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
That was the Minecraft door sound effect, dude. That was actually the Minecraft door sound effect.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Dude, there's no way they made this, like, ending for someone who just went up and down the elevator 3 times. Okay. I think I know where to find the last
All
collectible.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think I remember, or I think I know. I have to take the right door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We go straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Pretty sure it's up here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I think it's there.
There's someone you've been
I think.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door, and there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Let's
Savor
go.
this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
I don't remember. He wants me to go through the red. I'm gonna go through the blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Stanley did not walk through the red door. He walked through the blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ooh. Psych. Blue door. Sorry.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
Oh my
I haven't
god.
even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
This is so
Broken
cool.
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Oh god.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Dude, I do want to, but what if I just did what he wanted me to originally do? Nah, I'll go here. I'll go through here.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
5 out of 5, bro.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach
He has a
that,
soul?
Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
What? Oh my god, that's so cool. I haven't been... Okay, dude. Okay. Okay, dude. Dude, this game is savage. Absolutely savage. What if I go through the left door now? Oh.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
No.
Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Sure.
Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game,
What the heck?
baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for you. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here?
I'm sorry, Rocking. It had to be done.
Seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high.
Isn't this an actual game?
Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it.
Isn't
What a
this an
fascinating
actual
venture into the
game?
experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
It's the Minecraft door sound effect again. Is this not an actual...
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You only wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
No.
Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just
Rocket
a nice
League!
big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I
Rocket
will be
League?
phenomenally impressed.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Rocket League.
There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Bro. There's no way they've done this. It's Rocket League. I gotta dude. I'm actually appalled right now. I gotta take a picture. I just texted Dark about it. He has to know this. There's no way. They are out of their mind. Genuinely. There's no way they put Rocket League in the Stanley Parable.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
No.
Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
No!
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Oh no.
More balls.
Oh god! There's no way. Rocket League of all games in the Stanley Parable? Are they out of their minds?
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
No!
Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little session comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I... Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh god. Whoa.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh dear god. What the heck? This is like a horror game. I hate horror games. I hate horror games so much. Light. Whoa. If this game jump scares me, I swear to God. Is this Minecraft walking sound effects? Sounds like... What was that? What am I meant to do here? Okay. The heck?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. very soon. I can wait.
Wow.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh my
I
god.
would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
Skyrim.
Just one more time.
Bro, I was about to end the stream before I walked. I'm glad I didn't. This has to be it. This has to be. This isn't... Okay. Whoa.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I'm gonna collect this one. Let's go. 7 out of 6. A true completionist.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley.
I
I'll
did.
be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Just like that. 8 out of 6.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
The boss's bathroom. 99% sure.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's
Oh, great.
bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Is it?
Let's see, what came next?
Whoa.
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Yeah, this is new. This game is wild.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
There's no way. There's no way.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Yeah, okay, dude. Okay. Dude, this game is so funny.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works?
No, it's because he got
All I
pissed
know is
off.
that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
False choice. I'm gonna go through the blue one again. It's a weird black line.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
What?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen.
Bro.
Is there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
I'm gonna go through the red one this time.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Yes, yes, yes.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
I do remember that.
Yes, I love that video.
This game is not real, dude. It can't be.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next
Oh,
one.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, of course. I thought I was onto something.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is
One more.
truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
One more. Hey, Alex 1337.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Wait, that looks like the sign from Superliminal. Wait, we did it. We've done it.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Which one should I go to? They're the same. Okay.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Yes.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll do what he wants. I'll give him this much.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Up we go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered. Desperate for answers, he began to... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Here we go. The end is near.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I think he did.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Maybe.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
The end of the game.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Figured that out.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Not sure.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Here we go. Are we done?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah, I did that earlier, Alex. And, yeah, that was
The
crazy.
meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I think I'm gonna call it here. Been streaming for just under 3.5 hours. I have gone to the broom closet, and we waited there for a long time as he was doing his... We did a lot of different endings this stream, which you could see in the VOD. But I think I've gone most places I wanted to. I think I'm gonna call it here. Thank you guys for watching. This was one of the best games I've ever played. Genuinely, this is awesome. And yeah, have an amazing rest of your days, guys. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.